We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Okay, I'm interrupting my usual real estate videos with this public service announcement. Since the national debt, it just exceeded $30 trillion. So I thought it'll be fun to offer a visual just how big this number really is. It's a number so large though, unless you're Albert Einstein, the mind can't comprehend it. As such, to make this a little easier, I'm going to use the visual of putting dollar bills. These are dollar bills. The key point is laid end to end, like this. Now, let's see how far they'll stretch. We'll start though with just 100. How far would that be? It would be about the length of a semi-truck. Okay, all right, not very far. As perspective, 100,000 though would stretch from Fulshire to the Starbucks on FM 1093 and Mason Road, just past the Grand Parkway. How about 1 million? A bit more impressive. That's about the distance from Houston to College Station. Nice, short little drive. 1 billion. This is where it gets interesting. That would be, get this, 3.9 times around the Earth. Around the Earth, really. I know some of you will fact check this, but just wait. We're not done yet. How about 1 trillion? Well, see that big bright star that rises in the east and sets in the west? Yep, that's the sun. Incredibly, $1 trillion bills laid end to end would reach the sun. Or, make this a little easier, if you prefer to stay closer to home, that would be the same as 3,891 times around the Earth. Around the Earth. Okay. Yet, national debt isn't 1 trillion, it's $30 trillion. So let's see how far that is. Get ready, because this gets even harder to believe. It would stretch past the moon, past Mars, past Jupiter, past Saturn, past Uranus, even past Neptune, and almost the way to Pluto. Well, if you're like most, that's simply too hard to comprehend, or even to believe. It is hard to believe. So let's use the moon as a reference point, because it's a lot closer. So maybe that'll make it easier for us to understand. How many trips to the moon do you think it would take? If you guessed 11,520 times, then you'd be right if you guessed that number. Well, that's still too hard to envision. Let's see if it's easier if we use time as a measure rather than distance. Maybe that'll make it easier. Consider this. Apollo 11 was the fastest manned mission ever. It blasted off atop a massive Saturn V rocket with an American hero named Neil Armstrong aboard. And it took 52 hours to reach lunar orbit. And Jordan, that means the moon. So how long would it take Neil to travel to the moon? 11,520 times? How long would it take him? The answer? Amazingly, it would take 26,265 days. How long is that? That's over 72 years. Just 1 year older than I am. That's how long it would take. That means when he lifted off back in 1969, Neil, our American hero, if he were alive today, would still have to travel another 19 years from today to reach the end of $30 trillion bills laid end to end. So tonight, as you look up at the moon, perhaps this will be a subtle reminder of just how much $30 trillion is that we've borrowed over the previous years. Yet, that's the national debt. Even more mind-boggling, it's the annual interest on the debt. Get this, it's over $1.5 trillion a year. And that's interest on the debt. And what's interest on the debt do? It buys nothing, absolutely nothing. It's merely just the interest paid to cover prior year's deficit spending. And the debt, well, it rises every year, so does the interest. That means the next time you hear, it's just $1 billion. That's all it is, just $1 billion more. Visually, that's merely just a few times around the earth. Yet this will provide insight into how much $1 trillion is, because it's incomprehensible. So, I hope you found this interesting, and as always, thanks for watching.
Be sure to like and follow Roller Realty on Facebook and Instagram.